There are whispers in the streets of Baltimore, whispers of a restless spirit, not just any spirit, but that of Edgar Allan Poe, the famed poet who met his end in this very city under mysterious circumstances. Some say his soul lingers, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead, driven by anguish and vengeance. It was on one such night under the pale glow of a gibbous moon that 5 friends, Sarah, Mark, Emily, Jason, and Lisa, decided to seek the truth. Ghost hunters by hobby, thrill seekers by nature, they had heard the rumors and couldn't resist the call of the macabre. Their destination? Westminster Hall and burying ground, Poe's final resting place. The air was thick with fog as they approached the wrought iron gates, each step accompanied by the distant toll of church bells. Mark, the group's self-appointed leader, clutched the flashlight tightly. "Stay sharp," he said, "and whatever happens, we stick together." The others nodded, though their unease was palpable. Inside, the group moved cautiously, their equipment scanning for any signs of the supernatural. Lisa paused, her breath visible in the freezing air. "I feel something," she whispered. "A presence, watching us." Jason checked his handheld device. Its lights flickered erratically. "Something's here," he confirmed. The cemetery loomed like a labyrinth of shadows. Ancient crypts and weathered tombstones stretched endlessly into the darkness. That's when Emily spotted it. A small, crumbling crypt with a rusted iron door barely ajar. "Over here," she called, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and excitement. Inside, they found something remarkable, an old piece of parchment, brittle with age. Emily's eyes widened as she read the faded ink aloud. "Restless spirit, lost and mourned, seek the light where shadows formed." The air around them seemed to shift. The temperature plummeted. A faint whisper echoed through the crypt, sending chills down their spines. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice barely audible. Before anyone could answer, a blood-curdling scream tore through the night. "Sarah!" They rushed outside, but she was gone. Only her flashlight remained, flickering weakly on the ground. Panic set in. "We shouldn't have come here," Jason muttered. Mark tried to steady his nerves. "We need to stay together. No one else splits off." But the cemetery had other plans. One by one, they fell victim to the unseen force. Mark was dragged into the shadows, his terrified screams fading as his camera captured fleeting glimpses of a spectral figure. Lisa, entranced by the poem's haunting verses, began reciting it out loud, despite Jason's desperate attempts to stop her. Restless spirits, lost and mourned. The wind howled and a ghostly figure emerged, a man with hollow eyes, dressed in 19th century attire. Edgar Allan Poe. Jason's body convulsed as the spirit overtook him. His eyes turned milky white, and his voice dropped to a chilling whisper. "Release me." Emily, the last survivor, awoke as dawn broke. She was alone, disoriented, and trembling. Stumbling through the graveyard, she found Jason waiting for her, but it wasn't him anymore. Poe's spirit stared at her through Jason's eyes, his expression one of sorrow and wrath. "Jason," she begged, "please." Poe's ghost left Jason's body in a swirling mist, his spectral form towering over Emily. He looked at her one last time, as though pleading for understanding, before vanishing into the early morning light. They say the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe still roams the streets of Baltimore, his anguish etched into the fabric of the city. He seeks peace, but the chains of his past will not let him rest. So if you find yourself near Westminster Hall on a foggy night, beware. The poet's lament may echo in the shadows, and his vengeance may find you next. Subscribe for more haunting tales and dark adventures. And as always, stay curious, but tread carefully.